Here we go.
Here we go.
Back again, episode 4.
We're doing it.
GangBox Podcast. How you feeling, buddy?
Good, bro. Good. I think number 4 has been going good. We had David O'Reilly on the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Can't wait to release that. But there's some folks going through our transcripts, making sure we don't fucking go to jail over the shit we say, I guess. But it should be good, dude.
Yeah.
It's been going good.
I'm ready to release that one. I think that one was good.
Yeah.
So you want to jump into some things? Start talking about, obviously, GangBox Podcast. We try to focus on everything union, everything construction, everything Vegas, and whatever other shit we want to discuss.
Yeah.
Lots going on. Our governor has launched his re-election campaign. We knew that was coming. What are your thoughts on that? I know I got reached out to by a few members because his re-election campaign had Tommy White, business manager for the laborers, right there behind him. The laborers' Orange Crush was present. And so what are your thoughts on having labor organizations kind of front and center for these types of launches?
I think it's important.
Yeah.
Not just specifically for Joe Lombardo, bro, but like labor is the community, right? The building trades builds the community, service trades service the community. So we are the fucking community. So I think anytime any elected official could get that many people to show support, whether it's a Republican, Democrat, governor, mayor, whatever, it's super important, dude.
Yeah.
Like, because they know the votes that comes along with these organizations.
Right. And I mean, it makes sense. Tommy, great guy, by the way. Fucking love him.
Yeah.
He's got a pretty good relationship with Lombardo, right? And so, every labor organization has to make the endorsement that they feel is best for their members. And if you have a relationship with somebody, obviously that person's going to be best for your members, right? And so,
Yes.
I have a feeling that labor is probably going to be split on endorsements because it's going to be, I know there's another Democratic candidate running from the north, but it's going to be Lombardo versus Aaron Ford. And so, labor's probably going to be split on some endorsements, I would imagine, because I can't imagine that all of the labor organizations are going to back Lombardo, which is fine, right? I mean, you have to do what's best for you and your members. And like we've talked on other podcasts before, some policies in government that go through the legislature, we're not all the same. We're not the same as a teachers union. We're not the same as some of these service craft unions. So there's going to be division amongst the unions on certain candidates. But what's important is that when it comes to policy going through the legislature, that we kind of stand together and make sure that our elected officials know that labor is a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's crazy because like you're talking about the candidates for governor, and I've gotten reached out to by a few, not governor candidates, but different candidates running for different public office that want to come on here.
Yeah.
And I don't know if this is the platform for that yet. I think that we'll ask some of the listeners, and we've been hitting jobs like crazy, right? Not to go off script or topic, but I want to say, dude, we probably talked to close to 1,000 members maybe in the month of September, like on the job site before work starts. Like we're talking about in a lot of members, dude, and so not just talking about mental health and sobriety, but like the podcast gets brought up and different topics and things. But I think when we're hitting them up, maybe we ask there too, like, hey man, like what do you guys want to hear? Because that's really our target audience is the membership. It's not the politicians. It's not the fucking lobbyist or any other political turd. But it's for our members, right? So
100%.
Yeah.
A couple other things that's more concerning news for the Las Vegas economy. I know our last podcast we talked about the July numbers. August numbers have come out. Tourism has dropped 6.7% in August. It's better than July's. July had dropped 12%. And then a report came out from the AGC. The AGC is an association of employers. They came out with a report that says the state of Nevada has lost over 7,000 construction jobs.
Well, let's tackle this one at a time.
Okay.
So we're talking about the tourism being down.
Yep.
I don't think it just has to do with they might tie together. Tourism also might be down because the unemployment rate is down, right?
Up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Up, not down. You are correct. Fuck, I fucked that up last time too. So thank you for catching me on that.
Good.
So the unemployment rate is up. Tourism is down. And those might go hand in hand. I think that's pretty obvious. But here's the thing, bro. When we're talking about local, I think we also got to stop shitting on ourselves, bro. There's these fucking people, and I don't want to call them fake influencers because I don't think they're fake, but I think they have enough power to where they're shitting on things that are Vegas. And so you're getting people moving to Las Vegas who want to be social media influencers who get paid by these small restaurants and fucking things to push a product. And if they don't push the product, they're going to say your restaurant's fucking trash, and then you lose your business, right? Like there's power. That's why they're called influencers. They're influencing people. But I think they're trying to dabble sometimes. And I think that like Vegas locals need to stop shitting on ourselves. Vegas is starting to lose that, like, we are here. This is how we thrive. This is how we do it. And I think some of it is because motherfuckers. And yeah, I'm from California. Big fucking deal. But I've been living here longer than I lived in fucking California. So I understand how the game is played here. I understand what it is to be a local. So yes, I moved here from a different state. But that's not to say that I've lived here longer than I lived in the other state.
Right.
And when Vegas operates on a very specific code and you move in a specific way. And I fucking hate when like Vegas locals are shitting on themselves. Now, can we get rid of resort fees for locals? I would love that. Can we get rid of fucking parking? I would fucking love that.
Right.
But I think that's another reason why tourism is down. And I'm not shitting on Vegas, but when we're talking about the resort corridor and all these fucking fancy hotels, they can't be mad tourism's fucking down, bro, and then be charging for every fucking little thing, dude. And I think we've spoken about that a little bit, but I don't know if you got anything else on that, but that's how I feel about that shit.
Well, that leads into there's been like Vegas as a whole over the last month, I think, has been doing like a discount program where they're offering discounts and 50% off. So clearly Vegas understands that there's an issue here.
Yeah.
Otherwise they wouldn't be cutting prices and trying to put everything on sale. And so just the fact that properties are doing that shows me that they're owning it. They know that's a problem.
Yeah.
Like you're charging way too fucking much for shit and people don't want to come here. There's lots of things, there was also talks in some of these articles that I read that why is tourism down? We're losing a ton of foreign tourism. So we're losing people from Canada. They're not coming. We're losing people from obviously China.
China.
The Asians come and gamble, right? That's their thing. They play Pai Gow and all the things that they do, and they don't want to come here, right? And so you can contribute some of that to our administration currently. And so you put all those things together, the economy is not as strong as we would like it to be, or as some on some sides think it is. And when people stop coming to Vegas, we are kind of like a barometer of how the economy is going to go. Because the first thing people cut out when shit gets tight is their trip to Vegas.
100%.
You cut that out. You can't do
time.
that. And so you could look at Vegas and go, okay, this is kind of a foreseeable thing of what's going to happen in the future. So it's concerning. We're going to get into some job site updates. So that there's some projects coming, but these numbers and construction coming down and tourism falling off of a cliff, I think is just more of a reason for our legislators to get in that special session and pass this fucking movie studio bill so our people can go to fucking work.
We need to.
And create jobs.
That's what we do. And every fucking podcast, I'm going to keep talking about it until fucking November. But the importance of this, dude, is I can't stress it enough, dude. Like, we need these fucking jobs.
Yeah.
And I had someone ask me the other day, they were like, well, what about after it's built? Like, how many people is it really going to employ? And I was like, for building trades people, close to 100, 150. And they were like, that's it? 100 jobs? So that's 100 fucking families, you idiot. Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
This is the shit I deal with. They'll always try to paint the picture to be in their favor. I could have said it's 1,000 jobs. And that's just permanent maintenance jobs. That's not set builders. That's not IATSE. That's not Teamsters. That's not culinary. Right. I was only talking about the building trades folks, right? And I could have said 2,000 people, and they would have been like, "Well, that's it." Like,
they look at it like a number. Only 100. We look at it at people and families. It's 100 families.
100 fucking families.
If everyone's got 2 to 3 kids and a spouse, that's how they're surviving. That's how they're providing for their families. I don't know how you could dismiss that as anything as being insignificant. It kind of fucking pisses me off. It's not insignificant.
It's not, but that's what they are. But again, to them, it's just a number because it's just one vote.
Right.
They don't give a fuck. They don't. That's, bro, again, they genuinely don't give a fuck. And that's a blanketed statement.
Yeah.
63 legislators. I said it before, probably 7 about the community that give a fuck.
Yeah.
The other ones are up there chasing their next fucking political aspirations.
Right. Because they all want to be something else.
Yeah.
They're there temporarily.
Yeah.
And their focus isn't, hey, I got to do my job right now. Their focus is, what do I have to do right now to level up? Because they all want to level up.
Yeah. And the ones who don't, like, well, I don't want to fucking really start talking that shit, dude. But here's the reality. They all want to level up. What I have seen, a positive thing out of the legislature, and it doesn't happen every time. Nobody bats 1,000. But the scumbag piece of shit elected officials who are very much self-serving.
I like how you said, I don't want to go too hard, but the scumbag piece of shit.
That's easy, right? And those are the politicians,
right.
Fucking dirty ass politicians. I have seen where they try to advance and they get knocked down.
Yeah.
Right. There was a whole fucking election right now on the Assembly Dem side for the Assembly Democratic Caucus. Elaine Marzola won chair. The executive board's looking good, dude. It's looking promising
For us, for building trades.
for building trades.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. So, you know, and this is not. I will call a motherfucker out on here. I got no problem name dropping. We haven't, just out of respect.
Right.
But like I have no fucking problem. But I have seen that some shitty politicians who are very much self-serving and fucking assholes, they don't get always what they want. They don't get the next level. They, you know, something happens and that's what I love to fucking see, dude. That the process actually works.
Right.
And they're getting the energy they're putting out.
Yeah.
You know, they put out shitty energy. They act like fucking babies. They throw papers in the air and they fucking throw these massive fits on the floor and they do all this crazy shit. And then they get what's coming to them.
All right.
So they don't always need help. They don't need a nudge. And that's what I've learned through the process.
Right.
That's what I've learned through my 12-step program. You step back and watch, bro.
Shit'll work itself out.
Fuck yeah.
Well, and there are good ones, right? I mean,
yeah.
Like, for instance, Sandra Howdigi, right? She reached out to me and was like, hey, I want to buy your members food and talk to them. And I was hesitant because it felt like, okay, what is it you're trying to get out of this, you know? And so I made it clear to her. I was like, look, you can do that. I want no cameras, no pictures. You're not posting anything on your social media. You're not going to use my members as a campaign tool. And she's like, well, I'm not really running for anything right now. I just want to talk to them. I want to know what their concerns are, what issues. And I said, okay, let's do it. So she did. She bought a bunch of food. She got a food truck. We had members of all the building trades come out, rank and file members. And they came and sat down and she went from table to table to table and she just had conversations with them. And that's awesome. And I was so hesitant because legislators don't usually do that. Like there was no videos or photos taken other than like building trades people took some photos of her. Yeah. But her team didn't utilize that as any type of marketing tool or campaign tool. She genuinely wanted to come out, talk to our members and see what concerns them. And I had retirees there and they were talking about all sorts of things. They were talking about their NV energy bill. Yeah. You know what I mean? And things like that. And to have her kind of come out just to sit with our members and eat with them and break bread with them, I thought was awesome. So they're not all, what did you say, dirtbag shit?
Fucking
shit bag.
Dirty fucking cocksucking
right? So
scumbags.
There are good ones out there. It's just, it's our job, I think, as you know, leaders of our unions we got to weed those people out. We got to find the good ones and we got to get rid of the shitty ones, you know?
So while we're on this, right? So that topic, it's great. I'm glad Sandra's doing that. It's fucking awesome because if you want something different, you got to do something different. You can't continue to do the same shit and expect different results. But it's funny, dude. I'm laughing because when we're talking about like scumbag ass fucking politicians, and again, it's not every fucking politician.
Right.
It's just you're only a fucking scumbag if you're voting no on the fucking film studio because you want to keep Nevadans unemployed and you hate working families. So that makes you a scumbag.
Yeah.
But a lot of fucking managers, dude. I gave a list of everybody that's a no to all the different managers and all the different unions. And a lot of these managers are finding out. Everyone always thinks I over-exaggerate. Am I extra? Am I animated a little? Fuck yeah, I am. I don't care. I know that. But I'm not wrong.
Right.
And so a lot of the managers now, dude, they're like, oh, bro, I was fucking talking to so-and-so. And they were like, oh, the bill costs too much. And they're like, well, if you were to bring back the other film bill, we'd be a yes. And it's like, that doubles the fucking price. You're talking about two studios now. Like, so how could you say it's too much?
Right.
It's weird, bro, that it's not the end goal It's not for some of these elected officials. It's not the end goal. It's not who it puts to work, but the author of what is happening.
Right.
Oh, it's these people? No. If it's this person, yes.
Right.
Fuck out of here.
Well, and they have their own. I've obviously you sent me a list, and I've called some of those legislators, and some of them are like, well, I'm a no, and I'm like, well, what would it take to get you a yes? And then they bring up bills and shit that have nothing to even do with the movie studios, right? And that's one thing I know our members get pissed about is when we lump so much shit together that you can't tell what's what. And so I had a legislator tell me, yeah, she would be a yes if, the governor reversed his stance on, working with immigration and ICE. And it's like, okay, I get where you're coming from, but that has nothing to do with the other. Like, why? So you don't really care about our members because you're using other bills that have nothing to do with this one as leverage to try to get either it's good or it's not. Either you support it or you don't. Yeah. It can't be, well, I support it if I get what I want over here. Yeah. And that's how politics is, and that's what's so grimy about it. And that's what our members can't stand about being in the political system is everything that we try to get done, they always try to throw a bunch of fucking strings on it. Yeah. And they mess it up, and then it gets too fucking messy and it dies.
And those are politicians. Those aren't elected officials. There's a difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
An elected official is someone who is elected to represent their constituents.
Yeah.
And then it's also like, what's best for my political career? Do you really give a fuck about that?
Right.
Like, do you? And that's the thing that pisses me off is everyone has their thing, right? It's their brand. Oh, this is my brand. It's like your brand should be your community, not what you think your community wants. And, some of the managers, they were like, wow, that's just not good for your members. And some of the managers, don't fucking tell me what's good for my members. I run my fucking local. Right. But you're going to sit up there? Like, that's not how the fuck this works. And I know your constituents let you get away with that because they're so uninvolved and uneducated, but I'm not going to allow you to come in and tell me what's good for my fucking members. Right. Fuck you. Nobody elected your ass to represent our local. They represented us. Right? And that's the difference, bro, between somebody who thinks they know what the community wants. Mm-hmm. And I've said this to elected officials. If we go into your neighborhood within a 4-block radius of your house and I go to a 7-Eleven, does that fucking clerk know you? Well, no, I don't drink. You don't got to fucking drink. You don't buy hot Cheetos, motherfucker. Like you don't.
Right.
Okay.
You don't get gas.
So you wear suits. If we go to the dry cleaners, do they know your name? No. What about the barber? Barbershop is an essential to the community.
Yeah.
A barber deals with everything: weddings, baptisms, funerals. Yeah. They're there for a gentleman's fucking life all the time. Does the barber know your name? No. How the fuck are you representing a community that nobody in the community even knows who the fuck you are? Get the fuck out of here, dog. Right. Anyway.
Well, they're in a bubble.
They're in their own fucking political silos, and they watch CNN or Fox.
It's a game, yeah. It's a game. They're in their bubble. It's a game, and but again, disclaimer: not all of them are like that.
Not all of them, and it's not a threat.
Right. So while we're talking about elected officials, there's another pretty big headline in the news here. Mr. Edgar Flores, Nevada State Senator. What shocked me the most, obviously, it's been in the news. He got arrested for a DUI. What's crazy is how quickly that video came out. I mean, it was immediate. Yeah. And I started thinking, like, obviously he's a state senator, so it'll come out. But, like, man, I'm glad. If I don't drink, but if I got a DUI, I don't think thered be a video on the news. So
that quick,
that.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, immediately. Yeah, and it doesn't look good for him. I mean, he's an attorney, right? So he's making a claim that he's going to clear his name, and he's working through it. He's a lawyer, and so here's some good advice for anybody. And we're not giving legal advice on this podcast, so disclaimer.
Fuck no, dude.
But he refused to take a breathalyzer, right? Mm-hmm. Now, as an attorney, he knows what he's doing. They breathalyzed him, I think the news said 12 hours after his arrest. And he blew a 0.0. Yeah. So he's like, hey, I blew a 0.0. I was just tired. This is where I'm at. And so then the Metro came out and said they did a blood test. And I think they said it was 0.082, which is just barely over the legal limit. That was also hours after his arrest. Look, I got a DUI when I was, it was probably like 15 years ago. I blew a 0.21. And I remember I told the cop I only had a couple beers, right? And I remember when I blew that, and that was at the station, right when I got to the station. He's like, you motherfucker, you're almost 3 times the limit. You told me you had a couple beers. Like, yeah, I know. I guess I should have refused to blow into that thing, I guess, like Edgar. But I mean, he's got a tough battle ahead of him, right? If he's going to prove his innocence, he's got a video against him. He's got that blood test against him, but he seems pretty adamant that this is all just a misunderstanding. He was just tired. You know him pretty well, right?
I know him very well. So I've spoken to him several times. You know what, dude? Honestly, I've invited him on to the podcast to tell us side of the story. So for me, he said that, let him think about it.
Okay.
And he didn't give me like a bullshit, like, oh, let me think about it, just to fucking blow me off like a child.
Yeah.
I think he's genuinely thinking about it, bro.
Yeah.
So I would love to have him on so he could have his side of the story. And that's when I think I'll feel more comfortable talking about it. Just because I know him so fucking personally.
Right.
I don't want anything to come off weird or that,
Yeah.
He is one of the 7 that I'm talking about when I feel like he's about his fucking community, bro.
Yeah.
And
he's been a friend of labor, for the most part, right? No one's 100%, but he's pretty much been an ally, right? For a lot of our issues. Again, not every issue, but a lot of our issues. And so, everyone, they're all people too.
They are.
And people fuck up, and, we were talking, I was like, fuck, if I pulled my members on how many of them have got a DUI, it's probably pretty high. You know what I mean? So it's not like the end of the world with our members. I don't think they'd be judgmental and change it. But when you're in the public eye and when you're an elected official, shit's different.
Is it? And that's always been my thing. Your constituency elects you to represent them.
Right.
And there is a level of professionalism and things that come along with that too. And I've always wondered that, like, I feel like the two parties, right? You have the Democratic Party, the Republicans. One of them is just straight up in your face, and everyone's like, "Oh, you can't do that." Like, again, there's certain things that I said, like, I really don't want to fucking talk about that. But if you look, everything's only convenient for people when they could weaponize it.
Oh yeah,
that's it.
Yes.
So cancel culture now is canceling. The anti-cancel culture is now canceling things like fucking Jimmy Kimmel. Right. Get the fuck, bro. We live in a fucking strange world where there's no real rules, there's no real boundaries, there's no real hard lines. So it's
100%.
Like, unless you get a DUI. Now it's all the fucking world is burning down. I fucking guarantee you, bro. Edgar's probably going to get an opponent now. Right? He lives in a primarily D district. He's probably going to get an opponent. I know who the opponent is. I know who's fucking launched. I'm not going to give him no fucking clout. But I will tell you this. May the best man win.
Yeah.
One's more relatable to the community than the other.
Yeah.
And we'll just see how shit goes.
I don't think it's the end of the world for him. I really don't.
Think so
I mean, it's a DUI.
Maybe
right?
the end of his political aspirations. But again, that's not for me to decide. That's not for you to decide. I don't know if he has higher aspirations. I don't fucking know.
Right.
But,
we'll see what happens. I would love for him to come on, right? I mean, because it sucks, right? I mean, he's out there saying, nope, 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 nope. And it's like, I don't know, the video's out there. You look, if you're not intoxicated, you look really tired.
Listen, he looks tired. Yeah. A long day. He was playing soccer.
Maybe you're not intoxicated, but you are maybe you're working really, really hard for the community. Or maybe you had too much to drink. You just need to own it and move on, right? I mean, there's a couple different routes we could go here. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I'd love for him to come on and talk about it.
Me too, bro.
I don't know if he will after we just talked about him, but
I
mean,
he's bad.
And it's like, I kind of struggle like, oh, that's someone's personal life, but it's not your personal life. It's already on the news, right? It's out there. And so, here we need to talk about what's in the news, and that's what's in the news. And I'm not passing any judgment on the guy. It is what it is. So maybe he'll come on and talk to us about it.
And all opinions are subject to change.
100%. We'll see what happens.
We'll see.
All right, couple other things here. So there has been a lot of stuff in the news related to the big, beautiful bill, right? The big, beautiful bill was passed. The Republicans on the national level called it a workers' bill. I even heard rumors that Trump wants to change the name to some sort of a worker middle-class bill. Obviously, tons of tax breaks. Generally, even our members like tax breaks. But I've gotten a lot of phone calls and questions about the no tax on overtime provision. Our members obviously don't get tips, and so no tax on tips unless they're wiser in the industry here, which a lot of them are. And so the tips would affect them. But as far as it's related to overtime, so there's some discussions out there about this being a bit of a bait and switch. And so the details of the no tax on overtime, it gets a little muddy.
Yeah.
But there's a cap. It's $12,500 for someone filing single, $25,000 worth of tax credit for anyone who's married. All right. The tax relief is only on the half So our overtime is time and a half, even double time. But you're only getting relief on a half. So let's say Saturday is all time and a half.
Yep.
Let's say you're making $40 an hour, which means now on Saturday you're making $60. You are only getting the tax relief on $20 per hour, not on the whole $60. And so there's that. Also, it's only federal overtime. So a lot of our labor agreements have overtime after 8 hours a day. That doesn't count because federally there's only overtime after 40. A lot of our members get overtime if they're working nights. That doesn't count. They get overtime if they get called back to the job. That doesn't count. It's only the federal recognition of overtime. And it doesn't, you're still going to get taxed. You just get a credit at the end of the year. This doesn't include Medicaid or Social Security. So that still gets taxed regularly. So it's only the federal tax. And it expires in 2028. So the bill was full of a ton of tax breaks, a lot of tax breaks for the super rich. Their tax breaks are forever. Our members' tax breaks expire in 28, which, surprise, surprise, is going to be an election year.
Yeah.
And so it allows the next group of politicians to argue over whether or not they will extend those tax breaks, which are much more minimal than what our members expected it to be. And so, there's always the argument that if you don't extend them, then you are raising taxes, right? So whenever there's a tax bill and people are talking about it, the side that doesn't want to extend them, the other side says, oh, they're raising taxes. They're going to raise your taxes because they're not extending a cut that's going to expire. And the other side says, well, we're not raising it. We're just not extending the cut.
Yeah.
And depending on which side you are and which party's in power, they, just like you said before, they flip-flop on what their opinion is of a tax break. But, I just know that our members ask about that a lot. And so I kind of wanted to get that information out there.
And thank you for breaking that down, bro, because it's one of those things that just sounds nice.
Yeah.
And it fucking makes me sick to see people just go. Nobody ever does their research.
Never.
Nobody ever fucking dives into it. Nobody ever looks. And so if that means, again, we have to force feed the members the information, these are the facts. If you think Daniel's full of shit, fucking prove it. Go
Google it.
Yeah, go look for it yourself and then come on the show and tell us that we're full of shit.
Well, and what's crazy is when that bill was going through the House, they had what they called a vote-a-rama, which allows all the legislators to submit amendments, right? And then you vote on every amendment. And so the Democrats are like, oh, we're just going to throw amendments and we're going to make this thing last. We're going to vote for days, right? And so they did, vote-a-rama. Stephen Horsford, who represents Nevada in the House of Representatives, he presented an amendment that changed nothing about the bill. The only change he wanted to amend was that the no tax on tips and no tax on overtime doesn't sunset in 2028. His amendment was to make that tax break permanent. That was it. That was the only amendment. And every single Republican voted against it.
Denied.
So you have, and the reason why, and so listen, for 2 days I sat up, watched nothing but C-SPAN, right? Watch these amendments come through. And they do that on purpose because they want to put, when the Republicans say, well, we care about the middle class and we voted for the tax breaks for the middle class, you can't really say that when a legislator put in an amendment to just extend our tax break, the middle class one, and you vote no. The problem is no one else is watching C-SPAN at 2:30 in the morning and knows that happened, right? So the Republicans know, but we can just say whatever we want because no one actually pays attention to what's happening on C-SPAN. You're not going to see that on CNN. You're not going to see it on Fox News, so you don't know about it, right? But to me, if the amendment went up there that said, hey, we want to sunset it, and one party voted against it, it pisses me off.
Me too.
Not to say that the Democrats do the exact same fucking thing, right?
Yeah.
So whenever there's a different bill and there's a different amendment, and then the Democrats have their talking points, and there's a vote that kind of dismantles their opinion of that. They can do the same thing. No one's paying attention. No one's actually watching C-SPAN any goddamn way. So we just say whatever we want, and no one knows what the truth is. I remember when that bill passed, my TikTok was full of nothing but people praising no more tax on overtime. They thought they were going to make so much more money. And it's like, you're not. You don't know what's in the bill, and it's fucking bullshit.
Yeah. And again, that's part of the reason we decided to have this podcast is to give this
information. Talk about it.
Yeah.
Anything else? So the other thing that was in headlines that could probably be project updates is Bally's did release the rendering of the project that's going to surround A Stadium. So there's been so much talk about A Stadium and what the stadium is. I think a lot of our members overlook all the other construction that's going to go around it. So there's going to be shops, there's going to be 2 towers, a casino, restaurants. And so they've released a rendering. It looks pretty dope. It's going to be in phases though. So it's not immediate.
And it's tough, right? Like I want a fucking project labor agreement on that thing. And I've learned my lesson. And like David O'Reilly, who was our guest last episode, I learned my lesson with that, bro. Don't just, you get all excited about the toy, the one thing, and that you forget about everything around it. So I'm a little bit pissed off at myself for not landing project labor agreements. However, I do know that will all be built union. And if not, fucking the circus will come to town and we will fucking make sure that they build it all fucking union.
Right. Well, I mean, and being, a lot of people are like, everything on the strip needs to be union. Yeah. Everything on the strip needs to be fucking union.
Where's the problem?
Yeah.
I'll wait.
Yeah. Right.
Fuck you.
Absolutely correct.
Yeah.
Because the building trades, the Southern Nevada Building Trades has a committee called the Organizing Committee. And that's where the organizers of the building trades meet. Mm-hmm. They target jobs together. They target general contractors together. It is a fucking phenomenal committee that does a lot of really good work. I've had building trades, our district councils, all of Northern California as well. And I've had reps and leaders in my district council. They deal with a lot of building trades unions up there. Mm-hmm. They've said to me multiple times, man, what you guys are doing in Southern Nevada is crazy, because our crafts work together and target these jobs very good. And I think the general contractors in the area have recognized that.
Yeah.
And they know now that, it used to be, well, we can have 1 or 2 crafts non-union. What are those 1 or 2 unions going to do?
Yeah. Well, you're getting 80%.
Right.
But this union's losing 100%.
Right. And so historically, we haven't really band together and fought. And now we are.
Yeah.
Like, all the building trades comes together and goes in that general contractor's office because one of the crafts isn't union. That's powerful. That shows us standing together, and it strikes fear in the hearts of these general contractors that think they can get away with a couple, 1 or 2 crafts being non-union.
Brother, that's literally called organized fucking labor. Right. Organized labor has been fucking organized for a very long time, bro. And I do my best to organize organized labor, which is fucking insane. And I would tell the members, whether it's organizing the non-union, you can't. How the fuck are you going to organize the non-union when you can't even organize your internal membership? Get the fuck out of here, right? So that's what we try to do here now under the building trades leadership is organize labor so that we could have one united fucking voice, dude. And it's working out great. It's moving. It's a beautiful thing. And like you said, they know now.
Yeah.
For many years when we talk, unions are weak, it's because we became selfish about ourselves and about like, I only give a fuck about my local union. And that's fucking great for you and yours. But when you're the nail that sticks out, you get fucking hammered. We're over here. It's just like, what was it? The movie Gladiator.
Yeah.
Right? If you stick together, you'll fucking survive.
Right.
And then the one dickhead that goes out by himself outside of the fucking circle gets fucking a spear thrown in his chest. It's like, dude.
Right.
But that's what I try to do. It's like it's the finger, right?
Yeah.
This motherfucker's weak. This motherfucker's strong. Together we could fucking lift the world.
And I mean, to your credit and to that committee's credit, they are doing a lot of good work, and so I think the general contractors recognize that. Mm-hmm. And so obviously that's going to be it's going to be 2 towers, a 2,500 seat theater, a casino, retail. It'll be done in phases because a lot of the portion that needs to be developed is like the laydown yard for the stadium. So they can't develop on it until the stadium's done.
Yeah, it's a postage stamp over there.
Yep. So it's gonna be phased in.
4 Seasons started too.
Yeah.
There's some good work coming.
So project updates, 4 Seasons. That's tough for me because my glazers, it's all non-union glazers on that job.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are you going to do about it?
So obviously the committee is talking about it. There's the general contractors, Suffolk, Suffolk.
Okay.
They're big, right?
Yeah.
They're big, and they're kind of new here as a company. The team running it is not new here. I had a good meeting with them. We sat down and talked to them about kind of our concerns. I'm being told that they were awarded Durango Station, the new tower at Durango Station, so they're going to have that job. They got the Children's of Hope project, which is a
campus.
Oh, yeah,
Campus for Hope.
Campus for Hope. That's kind of a team venture between the state and the resort association. They also got Stoney's, remodel at Sunset Station. So they got projects coming. Had a good meeting with them. This Four Seasons is kind of a different type of project because it at first was awarded to Perini, I heard, and then it went to Penta, and then it went to MJ Dean, and then it went to Suffolk. So by the time Suffolk got it, it was kind of a done deal. But nothing, just today driving to the studio. So we're recording in downtown Las Vegas. Shout out Green Apple Studios.
Shout out. Yeah. Well, date and time too. I think it's important that we were fucking here Sunday at 7 a.m.
Sunday at 7 a.m.
All these fucking idiots think we're getting fucking paid to do this on our fucking union's dime. We pay your dues for you to talk on the podcast anyway.
And so I'm driving down here and there's that goddamn fucking tower, all glass. And it fucking built non-union over there. What do they call that fucking thing? I always forget it.
What, the Symphony Park?
Yeah, Symphony Park. Yeah. That Symphony Park tower. I seen it today and it got a pit in my stomach. It pisses me off. And what I was thinking, like, as a member, when I was rank and file and I was in the field, you drive around the city, I didn't really notice any buildings other than the ones I did. Right? I look at them. Yep. I remember that. You kind of have pride going through it. As a business agent now, the only thing I see is what those non-union fucks have built. Yeah. And it fucking pisses me off. Like, I got angry driving down here, and that fucking tower is going to be there fucking forever. And every goddamn time I drive by it, I'm going to be pissed. And now there's going to be 2 towers in Henderson, and it's going to give me the same goddamn feeling every fucking time I see them for the rest of my life. It's going to fucking piss me off.
Yeah.
It sucks, dude. And so, we as a union are going to send a message. We have to, and we will. And I know not every craft is good on that job. So there's some other crafts that I know are bad. And so it is what it is. But if you're going to come into our city and you're going to build towers, if you have the audacity to select non-union contractors from out of state who are bringing in workers from out of state, you have to expect there's going to be some retaliation. And if you don't, shame on you.
What type of retaliation so it doesn't come off threatening?
I am not threatening anybody.
All right, good. We have to be clear, bro. Next thing you know, we're getting slapped with a fucking RICO Act.
No. There will be legal retaliation.
Legal
First Amendment rights.
Yeah.
First Amendment. And you know what? Listen, the First Amendment has been in the news a lot lately, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, we haven't had a recording since the whole Charlie Kirk thing. He was brutally murdered in front of everybody. It's all over Twitter. It's awful. I may not agree with everything that he's had to say, but I believe with his right to say it. Jimmy Kimmel getting canceled, right? So now there's all this debate and discussion on the First Amendment. As a union member and as a union leader, that amendment is the most important fucking amendment to us.
Yeah.
Because that is the amendment that we use when we want to inform the public of the bullshit going on. When we have a banner on the sidewalk, the reason why the police can't arrest us is because of our First Amendment. Yeah. When we have a blowhorn, when we have our picket signs, though, that is our First Amendment right. And as unions, we should be defending that right at all costs because that is the most powerful tool that we have. So regardless of who is saying what and what side you fall on and what your beliefs are, we need to defend that motherfucker till our dying day because it is the tool that we utilize as unions to be effective.
But I would be fucking lynched and dragged through the streets if that didn't exist because I have fun on the podcast. This is great for providing information. I say some fucking real truths out there, off fucking air. We had a conversation about the shit I was talking about with my son before this fucking thing started, and it's real, bro. Yeah. And so we need those. We need that to fucking. It's the number one tool for all people involved.
Right. But unions should be front and center in defending that right, regardless of who
is but how do you defend it? Like, what do you, like?
That people, regardless of who
I get it.
Regardless of their position on anything, should have the right, and it should not ever be challenged by the government or anyone else.
I thought maybe you wanted me to stand on the street or something more. I was
you should.
Fuck no, I got work to do.
All right, so a couple different things. SMB2 updates. Do you want to update us on? I know, obviously, movie studios is a big thing the building trades is working on, and I know we've been talking about this Clark County Community Benefit Agreement, Clark County wide. Do we have any updates on that the members need to know about?
Yeah, so the Community Benefits Agreement basically is going to help put local communities to work on publicly funded projects. Mm-hmm. It's bro, we've been working on this for 2 fucking years, and it's frustrating. And Commissioner Siggerbloom, I don't know if he's doing his best, but he's working on it.
Okay.
And I've told him this, I've told his people this, I've told his fucking staff this. There is room for improvement, and we didn't even talk about that. That I was going to talk about this or anything, but I hate seeing him on his fucking social media at all these fucking like flood channels, holding a shovel with his fucking hard hat on, knowing goddamn well that could have been covered under the fucking community benefits agreement by now.
Yeah.
And now I'm really starting to think like he just holding me off till after the election? Are you really trying to fucking help us here, Tick? And it sucks when, like, again, you have these so-called fucking Democratic friends of labor when April Becker's been having fucking labor's back more than anyone else on that fucking county commission.
I mean, the commission is nonpartisan, right? They're supposed to be. April Becker's a Republican.
Yes.
And she supports labor.
She does.
100%.
And so people are like, oh, you're changing. I'm not changing. Democratic Party is fucking changing.
Yes.
And so that's my update is Democrats need to pull their fucking head out of their ass and help put their fucking communities to work.
Because how many are on there? Is it 7 or 9?
7.
7. So there's 7 county commissioners, right?
Yes.
And only one of them, and now it's nonpartisan. It's supposed to be nonpartisan, but we all know what party they belong to. Only one of them is a Republican, right?
Yes.
How is this not a slam dunk?
So Tick said he'll vote for it because he's helping us.
Okay.
McCurdy said he'll vote for it.
Okay.
Michael Knapp said he'll vote for it.
There's 3.
April Best said she'll vote
There's
for
4.
it. Done.
Yeah.
Vote.
What are
I
you doing?
graduated high school with all fucking D's. I need enough to pass. I don't give a fuck about it. And you know what's funny? I'm probably making more than the valedictorian is right now. And I barely graduated high school. So like I need enough to get by and I will make it happen after that. And now Tick is like, well, we need 7. Since when?
Right.
Since fucking when? Well, some of them might be mad. Like,
who cares?
So you're more worried about one person on your board being fucking mad than 30,000 fucking starving families in Nevada? It goes back to the same thing. This film studio might not go. It may or may not. Right. I don't know. We have to secure work, man.
So we have the votes.
The votes are there.
We just need
the votes are there as is.
And who can put the CBA on the floor for the vote?
Any one of them. It's got to be on an agenda. He's like, well, we got to get the ABC and see what they think.
No.
I said, why are you inviting trouble?
Fuck the ABC.
Fuck the AGC.
Clip that, motherfucker.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. Fuck them both, dude. These fucking anti-union fucks. Anyway, yeah. But so that's that. That's where it's at. That's the update. Fucking
that's a depressing update.
It is.
All right. Well, we're moving.
Another coffee.
We're gonna get it.
Yeah, we're gonna get it.
We're gonna fucking get it. All right. Look, we've released some clips. We're asking listeners to kind of give us some topic submission stuff that you want us to talk about.
Yeah.
We got a couple of submissions. One of them is about hard hats.
Yeah.
Listen,
the new Type 2s.
Right.
We've been hitting jobs, and sometimes they want me to wear them stupid ass fucking hard hats. That shit is weak, bro.
Listen, they're not that bad.
No, they're worse.
No.
You look like a fucking Mexican meat market fucking butcher wearing that stupid ass hard hat, bro. I can't do it. You know what I mean?
So all the big jobs, right? Penta jobs, McCarthy, they're requiring them. You got to wear them.
Listen to me. Somebody's fucking uncle designed that hard hat, and now they made it mandatory that all these fucking assholes have to buy these.
Yeah,
So
I don't
stupid.
think this is what I think is going to happen. Okay, 20 years from now, when everyone's wearing those hard hats, those guys are going to look back at old pictures of old construction workers in our hard hats, and they're going to think we look like a bunch of fucking idiots. That's what's going to happen. It's just, you just got to accept it, own it, and move on.
I don't want to.
I kind of like the chin strap.
No, you have to be fucking kidding, bro. Like, everybody's face looks fatter in that chin strap. I can't even fucking look at him. Bro, I'm like, he's all fucking, and then when they get mad, their face turns red so much fucking quicker. Because, I fucking, the rage baiting motherfuckers on job sites. I love talking shit. So when I'm there talking shit, I can see his fucking little fat face just fucking filled with blood. It's the best fucking thing.
Well, one thing, if you go to a job site and everyone's wearing those hard hats, it's probably a union job site.
Yeah.
Yeah. The non-unions tends to be decades behind us when it comes to safety.
I remember when they fucking made you have to have sleeves on job sites because I used to always wear sleeveless, and I thought I was like a badass rod buster, fucking sleeveless shirt, and bro, all of the safety things are changing. But I will say this: how many lives are those Type 2 fucking hard hats saving? What is the fucking point?
Listen, if it saves one, okay.
There's a reason that we have a bunch of stupid fucking people in this world now, and it's because kids wear fucking bicycle helmets. Let them little motherfuckers fall off and hurt themselves. Like, if there's no consequence to your fucking action, like you get these
Well, look, and it all comes back to money, right? Listen,
it does come back to money.
These job sites have insurance, and the insurance says, hey, we'll give you a cheaper rate if you put these hard hats on. And they say, got to wear the hard hats. I remember when they started making us wear gloves. You never used to have to wear gloves.
No.
And I remember when they said, hey, gloves are 100% mandatory, and people were fucking pissed. I remember we'd cut the fingers out of them, and then they'd be like, oh, you can't do that. And so now every job you walk onto, you have to wear gloves all the time. And it's because of money, right? The insurance premiums tell the general contractor, we'll give you a break, or your contractor will give you a break if you make them wear gloves, because they calculate how many, cuts on the hands have caused, lost time, and then it'll reduce it. And so when the insurance dictates something, everyone jumps because it's all about money. And so the hats ain't going away. They're just, we're going to have to wear them.
The good thing about being union is all PPE is provided by the contractor.
Well, and not even union. Technically, OSHA and Nevada state law requires that contractors provide all safety equipment.
Yeah.
And we enforce it through our collective bargaining agreements because we put them in our collective bargaining agreements so we can enforce them. But yeah, you wouldn't believe how many, we have, when we have PLAs, and there's a misconception there that only union contractors can bid on PLAs, and that's not true. Mm-hmm. But I have non-union contractors that will win on a PLA, and then they ask me, all right, is your guy going to show up with like his hard hat and his harness? I'm like, no. What the fuck are you talking about? You provide the hard hat and harness. What the fuck are you talking about?
That's weird, bro.
It's just we're so used to our contractors following the rules that I talk to these non-union contractors like you make your guys bring their own harnesses.
Yeah.
If that harness fails and that guy fucking dies and OSHA comes out, you know who's responsible? You are.
Yeah.
Because you're the fucking employer. Why are you having fucking workers bring harnesses?
I agree. And I think so on the non-union side. So if they get hurt, they could be like, well, that was his, right?
Right.
But listen, my hard hat is my fucking resume. All right? All my safety stickers, all my shit. And it's funny because I had one guy who said, like, the more stickers he has, the more dumb I know he fucking is. Because that means he got ran off a lot of job sites. It's fucking funny.
All your orientation stickers there stuck on there? Yeah.
Yeah. But no, dude, I mean, I'm glad that, like, I reached out. I did a video. I was like, hey, you want to talk about something?
Yeah.
And so I'm glad that we're able to share some of the shit that some of the members are asking. Like, talk about the fucking shitty hard hats.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, like, bro, it's a badge of honor. Like, some hard hats are cooler than others.
I'm telling you right now, so when this first happened, so one of my, those hard hats are expensive. And now the employer has to provide them, right? And so I have an employer, great employer, does the right thing. So they buy the hard hats, right? The new ones, the Type 2s, but they're like, man, these are expensive. We're going to ask for them back. So they have their company logo on them. They issue it to you when you go to work. And when or if you get laid off, they want the hard hat back.
Yeah. Really?
Uh-huh. So
and
now,
then what are they buying new fucking linings?
So we've had to put in our agreements. So some of them just sanitized them, and the union were like, fuck you. So the union has negotiated in some of our collective bargaining agreements now that you have to sanitize the shell, but the lining, what touches your head, has to be in a package, has to be brand new when you reissue it. And so that's what they're doing. But they have their company logo on it. That's their brand, right? And they don't want the members to put any stickers on it. Bro, it was like a fucking mutiny.
I had
members,
mad.
yeah. I had members like, that's my hard hat. That's and the employer, who's a good employer, is like, all right, so what do I do? I let them, what they don't want to have is offensive stickers on their company hard hat, because their company logo's on the hard hat, right?
Yeah.
And so they don't want their company logo next to a guy pissing on a Ford emblem.
Nobody cares, dude. It's funny, but nobody cares.
And I'm like, well, then just monitor them. Like, tell them no offensive stickers. And they're like, oh, okay, so now what? Now how much of my day is going to be spent if someone has a sticker that says, let's go Brandon? They're going to be like, well, my kid's name is Brandon. And I'm saying, let's go Brandon. And he's like, and now I'm stuck in this, is this offensive? Will you let this guy do that and not that? So their company policy is, hey.
I thought we were here to defend freedom of speech, and now you're telling me that you're giving it up. Daniel, I need better from you.
I want them to have their stickers on their hard hats.
Good. Oh, good.
No. I want them to have their stickers on their hard hats, but it's just,
I would have fucking organized a walk off. Fuck you guys. I'm out of here.
It got wild, brother. It got wild.
I could feel I'm getting mad. I'm not even a fucking part of it, and I want to.
You go to a company and it's crazy because we are like, nope, you got to provide it. And so the employer's like, okay, fine, I'll provide it. It's mine. I want it back. And by the way, since it's mine, no stickers on the hard hat. Oh yeah, mutiny, brother.
Mutiny.
All right, one last thing before we end. I want to start doing tool of the week.
Tool of the week.
So who is the tool of the week? Look, there could be a lot of them. I think the tool of the week is every single Democratic legislator that's against the movie studio bill. That's my tool of the week.
Yeah. My tool of the week is any Republican or Democratic legislator who votes against this fucking film bill.
Well, there you go.
Fuck them all.
Fuck them all. They're the tools of the week.
Yes.
We could shout outs. We want to start doing shout outs. So if you're listening to the podcast and you want to shout out maybe an apprentice that just journeyed out, a journeyman that just made it to foreman, someone on your crew that goes above and beyond, whatever you want to do. So go to the YouTube comments, type in there what your shout out is, and we'll shout you out here on the podcast.
We had apprentice, outstanding apprentice. His name is Drew P. Huevos.
Dope. That's a great name.
Right on, bro. No, we're gonna have fun with this, bro. It's getting better, so I appreciate it, man. And again, shout out to Green Apple Studios for fucking taking care of us all the time.
Absolutely. Dude. All right, we'll see you next week.
Thanks, brother.
All right,
appreciate it.
Yep.